and Peter Neal.
Welcome to Donington, where weather conditions are good, but there's problems. In fact, this is just the warm-up lap. And number 45, Tony Head, one of the favourites for the race, is off, and that's just the warm-up lap. Barry Sheen is with me. Barry, that's the exact spot you said something was going to happen.
Yeah, that's the worst part on the course, because it's a left-hand corner, and because the temperature's so low today, the tyres aren't working well. And that's not the first one you're going to see fall down there, in my opinion.
That is one of the tricky parts of the circuit. So one of the favourites out already, but the warm-up lap continues for this 9-lap, a new series, the John Player International 250 Championship, with prize money totalling over the series of £15,000. Points work out as they are in World Championship. That's 15 for a win, 12 for second, 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down to 10th place. Warm-up laps have been increased because of tyre problems. In fact, normally here at Donington we have one warm-up lap. This time we have 3 warm-up laps. That's Clive Horton just ahead of Steve Mackin. Clive Horton, number 15, riding the 250 Armstrong. He had a 4th at Brands and a 3rd at Mallory over the Easter weekend. The warm-up laps have been completed, and now the riders line up for the start of this 9-lap race. Number 17, that's Graham McGregor, the Australian, the lap record holder in the TT in the Isle of Man on a 250 at almost 110 miles an hour. Number 20, Richie Slachter, the American. He's riding for the very first time on the Wadden Ehrlich. It's his first time out on that particular machine, fitted with the 1982 engine. Number 20, the American, Richie Slachter. Number 22 is Steve Tonkin. Steve Tonkin, a very capable rider on these 250 machines. Riding the Armstrong, comes from Carnforth. He's won the 250 Motorcycle Racing Championship last season. Number 14, Australian Jeff Sale with the 250 Armstrong. And the front row of the grid lining up, Tony Head, who you saw come off on the warm-up lap, was fastest in practice. But they're away now on the short straight towards Redgate Corner. Jeff Sale, number 14, on the inside as they take it fairly gingerly around here on this very first lap. Around Hollywood, down to Craner Curves, picking up the speed, and this is the spot where Tony Head, who was favourite for this race, came off on his warm-up lap. Barry safely through that time.
Yeah, safely through that time, but I think it's going to take at least 4 laps before the front tyres get to the right temperature. So I think keep your eyes open, because it's definitely going to be a little bit tricky.
Into McLean's for the first time, and the leader is number 23, Steve Wright. Steve Tonkin is well up also, in 3rd place at the moment, to Coppice for the first time. And on now the fastest part of the circuit, down Starkey Straight. Steve Wright from Barnsley, a 1st at Mallory and 4th at Oulton over the weekend, and last year he finished 2nd in the 250 ACU Championship. Steve Tonkin making a bid to take 2nd place at the chicane. But it's Phil Miller, number 40, who's in 2nd place, and the gaggle come down now, completing a lap number 1 with number 23, Steve Wright, leading from number 40, Phil Miller. In 3rd place, number 22, Steve Tonkin. Tonkin trying on the inside, but Miller holds it, does he? Tonkin takes that tighter line there. Barry, is that the sort of place to overtake?
Yeah, it is. I was just looking at Steve Wright. He used to ride a 500, and I think he found it a bit expensive to run, and has come down to the 250 class now. And he's a really good little rider, and I think if his bike's quick enough, he should be the man to beat.
I think it's fair to say, Barry, that 250 is one of the few classes you've never ridden in.
I rode in the 250 about 10 years ago, but it's very difficult to mix the 250 and the 500 class.
Fine. So it's still number 23, Steve Wright from Barnsley, leading out Steve Tonkin, with Phil Miller, number 40, in 3rd place as they come up to Coppice now on lap 2. Tonkin, the leader, inside of Steve Wright, and changing places all the time on these very fast 250 machines down the fastest part of the circuit now. Tonkin, number 22, from Wright, number 23.
The problem that Wright's having is the Yamaha doesn't pull as quick out of the corners as the little Rotax thing does.
Lap 2 completed of this 9-lap race, and Steve Tonkin, then number 23, Steve Wright, followed by number 40, Phil Miller, from Shelley, a Yorkshireman, winner of the Honda 125 and the ACU 125 championship last year. That's Phil Miller.
And Jeffrey Sale's moving up now. Jeffrey Sale's up in the 3rd place.
So it's Tonkin still leading as they sweep round Craner curves down to the old hairpin. Number 111, Roger Hurst, is in the pits, so out of the race with mechanical problems. Number 111, Roger Hurst. Tonkin from right, Jeff Sale in 3rd place. 4th place, number 28, Donnie Robinson in 5th place. Up to Coppice Corner. And Tonkin just pulling away now, but Jeff Sale closing on Steve Wright around that right-hander onto the fastest part of the circuit, up to, I suppose, somewhere about 135 miles an hour before braking for the 1st gear corner, 1st or 2nd gear in the chicane. Steve Tonkin in 1st place, the Randall Armstrong. 2nd, Jeff Sale, and 3rd, number 23 still, is Steve Wright. To Redgate. Jeff Sale is now up into 2nd place. Jeff Sale and Steve Tonkin, of course, teammates riding under the Ruth Randall banner with these very, very fast Armstrong machines. The difference there, Barry, as you pointed out, isn't it? They've got much faster out of the corners.
Yeah, they've got a bit more power than the Yamaha, but I think we're going to see a good ding-dong battle when old Jeff Sale gets up with Steve Tonkin.
Jeff Sale, a tremendous performance, because we understand he had an acupuncture treatment for a sore arm only yesterday, and there he is in 2nd place in this 250 event. 3 laps have been completed. This is lap number 4 of the 9-lap race. Jeff Sale, number 14, finished 2nd in the 250 Motorcycle Racing Championship last season behind his teammate Steve Tonkin, and that's the order they are at the moment, 1st and 2nd. Steve Tonkin ahead of Jeff Sale, with number 23 Steve Wright on the Yamaha in 3rd place. Down to the chicane for the 4th time. The leader is lapping in approximately 1 minute 19.4 seconds. 1 minute 19.4 seconds. The lap record is 1:17, so they're just about 2 seconds down on the lap record.
The other thing to think of, it's quite windy here today at Donington, and for the 250s, they're very light, and going down through the left and the right through Craner curves, especially through the left, the wind catches you.
Barry, do you think that the tyre problems have been sorted out for this particular race now? You said about 4 laps, so they settle down all right now?
Yeah, if they were going to give any trouble, they would have given trouble by now. So let's hope that everybody's going to be okay.
So under Starkey's Bridge, the left-hander down to McLean's now, a 2nd gear corner, around about 65, 70 miles an hour, and Steve Tonkin from Carnforth leading from Jeff Sale, the Australian, and pulling away now from the 3rd place man, number 23, Steve Wright. But this is the battle up front between the 2 teammates. 28, Donnie Robinson is in the pits. He had problems in practice, the rider from Northern Ireland. Put a rod through the crankcase, and he was borrowing an engine or a bike to race, but he's only completed about 3 laps. But this is 1st and 2nd now. Jeff Sale closing just a little on the leader, Steve Tonkin. Through the chicane, lap 5 completed, just over half distance, and using every bit of the road there, Barry.
Yeah, I've never seen that done before. I wonder what was going on.
Certainly chopping and changing a little bit like cycling, where they weave across the road to stop giving a pull to the rider immediately behind. But Jeff Sale closing.
Yeah, it looks as if the suspension on Steve Tonkin's bike set up a bit better than the one on Jeff Sale, because Steve looks really sort of at home and comfortable, whereas Jeffrey looks like he's really struggling.
But struggling to some avail, because he's up there closing now on Tonkin. The 6th lap they're on. 3 to go when they cross the flag, and it's still Steve Tonkin, the junior TT winner in the Isle of Man last year and winner of the 250 championship. Jeff Sale closing definitely as they go around Coppice on this, up to Coppice now for the 6th time. The right-hander, 3rd gear, around about 65, 70 miles an hour. The tyres certainly taking the grip now. The angles these machines are being put over. Tonks looks over his left shoulder, and he sees Jeff Sale closing. 2/3 distance when they crossed the line this time. 6 laps completed, and it's still Tonkin from Sale, but very, very close indeed through the chicane. Tonkin and Sale as close as that now with just 3 laps to go. The third place man is still number 23, Steve Wright. But now Jeff Sale definitely closing on his teammate as they go round Redgate. The continuation of Redgate down to Hollywood. Tactics here, Barry. Teammates, do you think there's tactics, or is it going to be the first man there?
I just think that Jeff's going to have a real good go if he can beat him. I don't think he's thinking about teammates at the moment, quite frankly.
It looks a bit that way indeed. And Jeff Sale closing on Tonkin now. Lap number 7 they're on. And the 4th place is held by number 60, Donnie McLeod. 5th is number 40, and that is Phil Miller. And the 6th place man is number 35, Pete Wild. But this is his 1st and 2nd. Tonkin again looks over his shoulder. And just watch these 2 teammates as they swerve around Copper's Corner and onto that fastest part of the circuit.
I would say if Jeff can get close enough, he'll make a bid at the corner after the start and finish. I don't know what the name of it is. Oh, Redgate Corner.
That's where the move will be made, you think, Barry?
I would think so, yeah. Just coming into this next right-hand corner here.
So already, with just 7 laps completed, one of the back markers about to be swallowed up. And this could cause problems. And there, Jeff Sale, not quite. Is this the sort of thing, Barry, you do? You sort of make your mind up when you're going to make your move?
Yeah, well, I was watching Jeffrey. He looks a little bit quicker into that right-hander at Redgate, but he seems to lose some ground coming out of it. I don't quite know what he does, but it'd be interesting last lap anyway.
Well, indeed. Well, they're on their 8th lap now. There'll just be 1 to go when they cross the line this time, and Jeff Sale has just a lap and a half now to take the lead from teammate Steve Tonkin. Down to McLean's. 2nd gear corner. Up the short straight, up into 3rd gear, 5th gear, about 110 miles an hour on the right-hander, onto the fastest part of the circuit.
What Jeff's got to do is got to make sure that he's right up Steve Tonkin's backside, but as they come out of the chicane by the start and finish, like he's doing now. And then I reckon he's going to make a bid. If he doesn't do it at that right-hander after the start and finish, I don't think he will.
Fine, that's the view of the expert, Barry Sheen. It's now lap 8 completed. And is it going to be here? Jeff Sale certainly trying, but they've got a tail ender in front of them, but he's not going to make it, is he?
Go for it.
And this could be a problem now. Barry, tail enders like that can cause all sorts of problems, as you know. Well,
they can. You can either have a lucky day or an unlucky day, and that didn't really do either of them any harm, actually.
Around the old hairpin, this is the 9th and final lap. And Sale definitely biting at Tonkin as they come down to McLean's now. Tonkin looks over his shoulder, and Jeff Sale is right with him. The left-hander at McLean, the right-hander at McLean's. Tonkin and Sale. Around Coppice for the 9th time. Steve Tonkin, Jeff Sale way, way ahead of the rest of the field now onto this fastest part of the circuit. And they're weaving all over the road. Steve Tonkin goes for the inside line, Jeff Sale on the outside, and this is going to be the moment of truth. Number 22 Tonkin, 14 Sale. Around just a short burst now, and who's it going to be? It's Tonkin, but only just. He looked over his left shoulder, and Jeff was on his right. So that's the winner, Steve Tonkin. In 2nd place, number 14, Jeff Sale. Up into 3rd place came number 60, Donnie McLeod. 4th was number 23, Steve Wright. The winner then, Steve Tonkin, a double for the Armstrong team. And that's it for the moment. Back to Dickie Davis in the studio.
So a marvellous...
Jock Taylor, the red-hot favourite for this 9-lap sidecar in